Hi, I'm Merriwe, the author of Enough is Enough and the host of Straight Talk in Room 503. We got a lot that we need to do today. So let's go inside and let's get started. Follow me to Room 503. My friends, welcome back to the second session of Straight Talk in Room 503. You know, I pondered as the professor for this class as to what I was going to have as a course today or assignment today. I decided today that we're going to postpone the the curriculum for today, and that we're just going to talk openly and straightforward because this is the class of straight talk. I'm concerned that every week as I come to you, I'm not hearing from you, I'm not seeing you in the community, I'm not reading editorials where you're talking about public education and the failure of it. I just feel that you're really not there. So that leads me to ask you a question. And that question is, do you care or you really don't give a damn? We need to deal with it. This is what the class of Straight Talk is all about. I'm not here to say things that you like. I'm not trying to get you to like me because I really don't care. I care about your feelings about public education and what are you planning on doing to improve public education. So if I never hear from you or I never see you, it's not about me. It's about the mission that I'm on, and that mission is to improve public education and make sure that every boy and girl, black and white, rich and poor, learn or unlearn, that they understand that we need to improve public education for every child. Until we get everybody on one accord, you know, the Bible says decent and in order, on one accord. Whenever two or three are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of it. He's not going to get in the midst of something that we're not on one accord. I'm trying to get you there, all right? Now, my question is, you don't like prison life, because I could interview my viewers, would you like to go to prison? When you go to prison, your freedom is taken from you. Someone else is telling you what time to get up. Someone else is telling you what you're going to eat today. Someone else is telling you what you're going to feed and when you can go to the courtyard and when you can take the shower, when the television is cut off. You would say, no, I don't like prison life. I'm above that. I'm not going to do anything to get myself in that predicament. Well, guess what, viewers? You are in that predicament to an extent. What do you mean by that, Professor Merriwe? We're talking about you're in mental prison. Those powers to be have your mind locked in that they're doing a good job. Because if they didn't have your mind in prison, you would be free and you would be showing up at the board meeting. You'll be showing up at parents teachers conference. You'll be having a group meeting at your churches. Every city that I have been in have churches about on every corner. We just here recently began to integrate the churches. We've been segregated. But the problem has been not black and white. The problem has been a color problem of all colors. But where are the churches? We'll deal with that in the final session, the church. We're going to deal with you, the church members, and the ministers, and the lay people, and what have you, in the final session. But right now, we're talking about your mind being locked up. City and county officials that you went to the poll and that you elected, you pay them nice salaries in the excess of $90,000, $100,000, $150,000. But they're not showing up. They only show up at their jobs on Monday morning. They also show up at political rallies because you excuse them from public education discussions. They're not at those forums that we are attending. Well, this week I was at a board meeting this past Thursday in my hometown. And when I looked around, I did not see the lawyers, the doctors, the judges. Them judges are the one that's locking up your child. But they wasn't there. They show up on Monday morning for a preliminary hearing at the courthouse when it come time to send Johnny away. But they don't come to board meetings and call city officials and school officials and talk to teachers. How can we keep them out of the prison system? Maybe they're cutting deals with the people who are building prisons. I don't know. I just know that public education is dying a slow death. And at some point, we're going to have to pull that life support and let it go if we don't have enough people to make sure that we keep it alive. I know that this is a tough session that we're dealing with, but we need to talk about it. Maybe someone will wake up. Maybe the sleeping giants will wake up. Where are the entrepreneurs of the city who are making money off of children and their parents and the community, but they won't show up to find out how can we have a better quality of life? We're the Chamber of Commerce. While I don't hear that we're having a forum about public education, when we're trying to bring industries here, maybe that's one of the reasons, because we are unable to provide the workforce. So what are we doing? We're back where I said before we go for a break. Do we care, or we just don't give a damn? You may need to deal with that. I dealt with it. I come to you each week. I'm not one of the I don't give a damn. I'm the one of the I care. Where do you fit? We'll be right back on the second half, right after this little small break. My friends, this brings us to our final session, Straight Talk in Room 503. You know, I'm hoping that this week, when you view this show, that you're not comfortable. I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm not your mother. I'm here to make you understand that we have a major problem in public education. And until we, the good people of your community and my community, come together and deal with public education, then we're going to continue to have overcrowdings in prison because more people are going to go to prison. We're going to have a high unemployment rate among a segment of the community that's in that zip code that we talked about last session. We're going to continue to have that. We're going to continue to have kids who are unable to fend for themselves, articulate, think for themselves, be of assets to the 21st century. Because of public education, we're not making sure that we have the best that we can possibly receive. That's why private schools are flourishing. They're building them all over the country. They're building right there in your neighborhood, if you just look around. But let's conclude this session. We want to talk a little bit about Christian people, church people. You don't mind. I know you're going to get a little uncomfortable because I'm going to step on some toes. But if I happen to step on some toes, see me, and I'll make sure that I'll get you some new shoes. But we need to deal with it. Listen to this. The church, when I was a child growing up, and when some of you was growing up, the church was the lighthouse of the community. Most of the meetings, I don't know about in the white community, but most of the meetings took place in the black community in the church. Now I look all over the cities and we have, I think they call them family life centers, fellowship halls. We have all kinds of programs and galas and concerts in a church. But the church building is not being used for community issues. That's what it's about. The community is what comes into the church house. We're not talking about public education. We're not even discussing public education versus private. We're not doing that in the church. Where are the ministers? They're not showing up in the meetings. I'm in Memphis and Nashville and all around. And I look around and I say, do you see any of the pictures? Is your pastor here? They're not showing up, but they show up on Sunday morning, show up at the wedding, show up to bury Bubba. But they're not showing up to keep Bubba out of prison, to keep Bubba from getting shot. The paper is filled with shootings all over the country. Well, right in Arizona. somebody's child is shooting cars and shooting individuals on the interstate. People are afraid to leave and go to the store, go to visit grandma because of this. Those are some kids who ended up in private school, public school. So we got to do something different. Listen, the clock on the wall says it's about time to go. The Bible says this: if you will be faithful over a few things, I will make you faithful ruler over many. Let me straighten it out because I don't want to misquote the Bible. The Bible says, if you will be faithful over a few things, I will make you ruler over many. Perhaps that explains why we hear rumbling in the community with people saying things like, oh, I wish I had a car like that. I wish I lived in a house like that. I wish I had a job like that. I wish people recognize me. I wish I could be president of this. Maybe God is speaking to you and you're not hearing him. He's saying that if you be faithful over a few things, faithful over what we do have, and try to work to improve it, and then when God sees that you are faithful and you're improving, that's where blessings come from. That's what blessings do. He blessed those who help themselves, bless those who help others. My question is, are you selfish? Are you glad that you're in the big house, driving the big car, got the good job, and don't give a you know what about anybody else? Maybe that's why you're having so many problems in your home. Your marriage is on the rocks. Your job is closing down. Your car is not running good. The house is causing problems. God is speaking to you, my brothers and my sisters, and you're not listening. He wants all of us to make sure that everybody understands that you're a child of God and you're important. And then and only then, until you start doing God's will you get blessed. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to wrap it up. It's been wonderful talking to you. I know that some of you out there listening to this has felt uncomfortable. You're trying to put it back on me, what he's talking about, and you understand what I'm talking about unless you're retarded. You understand what I talk about it to you each week. So I hope that I've touched a nerve. I hope that you have been uncomfortable during this session. Next week we'll come back and we'll try to make sure that we make you a little bit more comfortable. How about that? Just hang loose the next week. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been your host, Merriwe, the host of Straight Talking Room 503 and the author of the book, Enough is Enough. Get your copy, www.morrismerriweather.com. Until we meet again, you take care and be blessed.